Hi guys, what is up? We are back with another video here. And as everyone knows, our beloved Stephen Hawking has died. And it was really a very, very sad experience for all of us, mostly for those who were science lovers, including me. But let's see what was his um, what he said before dying about his 200 years escape Earth, and that's that thing. Stephen Hawking warns humanity has just 200 years to escape Earth and says Donald Trump has taken the most serious and wrong decision on climate change this world has seen. Humans must find a new home in space in the next 200 to 500 years if we are to survive, Professor Stephen Hawking has warned. The psychiatrist repeated his warning that the human race is doomed at the Starmus Festival celebrating science and the arts, which is being held in Trondheim, Norway. He also slammed US President Donald Trump, saying, "I'm not denying the importance of fighting climate change and global warming, unlike Donald Trump, who may just have taken the most serious and wrong decision on climate change this world has seen," he said. Hawking called for leading nations to send astronauts to the moon by 2020 in a bid to reignite space exploration. They should also aim to build a lunar base in 30 years' time and send people to Mars by 2025, he said. According to the BBC, spreading out into space will completely change the future of humanity, he said. I hope it would unite competitive nations in a single goal to face the common challenge for us all. A new and ambitious space program would excite young people and stimulate interest in other areas such as astrophysics and cosmology. He revealed his hope nuclear fusion-powered ships propelled by light or another energy form will guide us to our new home, he said. The Earth is under threat for so many areas that it's difficult for me to be positive, he admitted. The threats are too big and too numerous. Our physical resources are being drained at an alarming rate. We have given our planet the disastrous gift of climate change, rising temperatures, a reduction of the polar ice caps, deforestation, and decimation order of animal species. We know we can be an ignorant, unthinking a lot. Professor Hawking is working with Russian billionaire Yuri Milner's breakthrough Starshot project to send fleet of tiny nanocraft carrying light sails on a 4-light-year journey to Alpha Centauri, the nearest star system to Earth. If we succeed, we will send a probe to Alpha Centauri within the lifetime of some of you alive today, he said. It is clear we are entering a new space age. We are standing at the threshold of a new era. Human colonization and other planets is no longer science fiction, it can be science fact. The camera-equipped miniature probes would be sent on their way by tens of gigawatts of focused power from an array of lasers, reaching their destination in about 20 years. He said doing nothing and acting as cosmic locks was not an option. When we have reached similar crises in our history, there has usually been somewhere else to colonize. Columbus did it in 1492 when he discovered the New World, but now there is no New World, no utopia around the corner. It is time to explore other solar systems. Spelling out may be the only thing that saves us from ourselves. I'm convinced that humans need to leave Earth. There are an estimated 1,000 stars within 30 light years of Earth, he pointed out. Even if only 1% of these have Earth-sized planets, we have 10 candidate new worlds, said the professor. He also revealed why he believes we have not yet heard from ET in space. First, it may be that the probability of primitive life appearing on a suitable planet is very low. Okay. Second, if the probability of primitive life is reasonably high, the probability of that life developing intelligence like ours may be very low. And third, it could be that alien life develops into a fully functioning civilization, but it then destroys itself with war, disease, and weapons of mass destruction. I believe that this is the trajectory we are on. Personally, I prefer the second reason, that primitive life is relatively common, but that intelligent life is very rare. Some would say it has yet to occur on Earth. Professor Hawking said he believed the human race was standing at the threshold of a new era. He added, human colonization on other planets is no longer science fiction, it can be science fact. The human race has existed as a separate species for about 2 million years. Civilization began about 10,000 years ago, and the rate of development has been steadily increasing. If humanity is to continue for another million years, our future lies in boldly going where no one else has gone before. The renowned theoretical psychist has previously said he believes that life on Earth is at an ever-increasing risk of being wiped out by disasters such as asteroid strikes, epidemics, overpopulation, and climate change. As our world becomes less suitable for life over the next century, Professor Hawking will warn in a new documentary that future generations must forge a new existence in space. As part of new documentary, Expedition New Earth, which is part of BBC's Tomorrow's World starting in June, Professor Hawking will travel around the world to find out how he might exist in outer space. In the documentary airing on BBC Two, he will claim that time is running out for human existence on Earth and we must give our future elsewhere. The season will also try to find Britain's best invention by asking the public to vote on innovation which has been the most influential in their lives. In November last year, Professor Hawking was more conservative in his estimates. In the November last year, I had my 12th birthday, and my YouTube channel was also started in that month. Anyway, let's continue. He warned that humans could not survive another 1,000 years on fragile Earth. At the talk, Professor Hawking gave a 1-hour whirlwind history of man's understanding of the origin of the universe, from primordial creation myths to the most cutting-edge predictions made by M theory. He said, perhaps one day we will be able to use gravitational waves to look back into the heart of the Big Bang. Most recent advances in cosmology have been achieved from space, where there are uninterrupted views of our universe, but we must also continue to go into space for the future humanity. I don't think we will survive another 1,000 years without escaping our fragile planet. Hawking, who said he wanted to go into space on Virgin boss Richard Branson's ride Virgin Atlantic spaceship, continued, I therefore want to encourage public interest in space and have been getting my training in early. Professor Hawking added, it has been a glorious time to be alive and doing research in theoretical physics. Our picture of the universe has changed a great deal in the last 50 years, and I am happy if I have made a small contribution to it. The fact that we humans, who are ourselves mere collections of fundamental particles of nature, have been able to come so close to understanding the laws that are governing us and our universe is a great achievement. Professor Hawking has previously described his views on the future of space travel in the afterword of how to make a spaceship. He said, I believe that life on Earth is at an ever-increasing risk of being wiped out by a disaster. Ever-increasing risk of being wiped out by disaster, such as a sudden nuclear war, a genetically engineered virus, or other dangerous, he said. I think the human race has no future if it doesn't go to space. That is it for today. That being said, see you guys later. Until then, peace out.